Okay guys, this is the brown paper I pick up. It's $3.38 if you buy 8 or more. So I always buy 8 rolls. And this is for 12 inches by 60 yards. And I'll throw up exactly how much that is in square feet. And these last me quite a while. Okay, time to go get some coffee and plan out the rest of the day. Forgot I needed a medium-sized box for one of my whatnot orders that needs to go out today. It's 8:45 and I've already gone to the Home Depot, gotten my brown paper that I needed. I went to Starbucks. I got a new drink. I really like this. I forget what it's called, some type of like oat shaken espresso. I don't know, but it's pretty good. So now I need to get my packages out on the porch. I scheduled a pickup. I need to list today, and I think that's really it. I'm just gonna list. I might go live and just list while I'm live. I don't know, but I need to get ready for the day. These are my whatnot orders and a couple eBay orders, but as you can see, like this one right here, I ran out of brown paper, so I need to fill it. That's why I went to the Home Depot this morning. So I need to fill this and then pack one more order. I thought that I was going to be able to do a vlog this day, and obviously I was still pretty sick, so I ended up going to sleep. So that's all I recorded for this day. So I'm going to fast forward to 2 days later when I finally get back out and start thrifting. It was half off day at this estate sale. I ended up paying $47 for both of these bags of vintage Barbie items. And this pickup should make me around $400. Okay guys, I'm going to cut in. And the next video will be more thrifting and estate sales, that type of stuff. But I wanted to talk about the 2 bags of Barbie stuff that I purchased. I paid $47 total for both bags because I used my card, so I had to pay like 4% or something like that. But just in Barbie shoes, I have over $400. So I wanted to share this with you guys. All of this stuff is from the 60s and 70s. I used to sell nothing but vintage Barbies and G.I. Joes when me and my dad sold together. So a lot of this knowledge just comes from experience. Now, I did make a video a couple months ago, and it's all about vintage Barbies, like the actual Barbie dolls. So if this is a category you want to get into, I definitely recommend going back and watching that video. But we are going to Vintage Barbie School today, and I'm going to show you guys some tags, some markings, some things to look out for. And as I find Barbie stuff throughout the year, I'll do more and more of these videos. So I want to get rid of selling small kitchen appliances. It's a very lucrative category for me. I was in the top 5% of eBay sellers in 2024 in that category. So I need something that is high ticket and something that I can find on a regular basis to take over that category. And right now, finding Barbie stuff is difficult. It's been a long time since I've sold it, and now that I'm trying to get back into selling it, I realize how much harder it is now than it was 12 years ago when I was selling it on a more normal basis to be able to find it. But anyways, let's get into this. I'm going to show you guys some of the shoes, some of the clothes, and then I found some stuff in the basement in my death pile that I have had that is not listed that's vintage Barbie. So I'm going to share that with you guys too. Guys, I have this all sorted out by stuff that is actual Mattel Barbie items and then clone items. Or some items aren't really clone items, they're Tammy or a different doll. So let's go through the Barbie items first. First thing I'm going to show you guys are these flats. So these are the Barbie Squishy Japan Bow flats, and they're going to be marked Japan on the bottom right there. Now I have these in several different colors. Colors make a difference. Hot pink, red, these orange, all the colors that I have, these are pretty common colors. I thought this one would be a little bit more rare of a color, but these actually only sell for about $12. Well, that's what the last person sold these for. not all vintage Barbie shoes are marked Japan. So we have some open toe shoes here, which are these ones. I have a couple different colors for these. Now, the most rare for these, they're gonna have a hole in the bottom because they were for the #1 ponytail Barbie, and she has holes in her feet, holes in her stand to be able to stand on her stand properly. But with these, see how that red one is marked Japan? I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's marked Japan. So the matching shoe for this one will not be marked Japan. So unless you can tell the difference between a knockoff and an actual Barbie shoe, sometimes it can be hard to know if you have an actual vintage item or not. So let me show you the difference. But when you get up close and personal, you can tell there is a difference. You can tell a difference in the quality of the shoe. Like, look how much thicker that side is compared to the other one. And then with this one, let's say I put a little bit of pressure. See how that just, it pushes right down to where if I put pressure on this strap, it's not going anywhere. It's nice and solid. Definitely tell a difference in the quality of vintage actual Mattel Barbie items and vintage items that are from the same era, but they're not Mattel. They're not going to be made with the same quality. So here's another style of vintage Barbie shoe. This one is a flat, and see how it's marked Japan right there. And again, different colors demand different prices, different styles demand different prices, also different size shoes. So this is a Barbie size shoe. And then in the middle is going to be Francie, and then these are Skipper shoes. Francie and Skipper can share some shoes, like these boots. These boots will go with a lot of Skipper outfits and a lot of Francie outfits. I almost forgot, there's also Tootie, and of course there's Ken. I don't have any Ken shoes though. So this is a Tootie shoe, and Tootie is Barbie's baby sister. She's a really small doll, so obviously her shoes are going to be really small. Just this pair right here sells for $14, and I think I can get somewhere around $8 for that single red shoe. Here's another knockoff comparison. This is a vintage Barbie closed toe heel, and then that is the equivalent of a Hong Kong knockoff. And there's an obvious difference. There's a quality difference. Look at the cut, how sloppy the plastic is on that to where the actual vintage Barbie shoe is nice and clean and just looks a lot better. Now, I don't want you guys to think that just because you find a vintage Barbie lot or you think it's vintage Barbie and it's actually clone stuff, that it's not worth money. There are vintage clone outfits and shoes that are worth good money. Even this stuff in my lot, I'll probably lot some of it together and sell it. Obviously, the vintage Barbie stuff, more times than none, is definitely worth more, but don't just donate or toss aside something because it's not actual vintage Barbie by Mattel. Let's move on to the tiny accessories. Barbie accessories are gonna be same thing, made of a very high quality. Like this phone, I can tell that is Mattel. I don't have a knockoff phone here to show you guys. Like this little TV, that's Midge right there. The handle is broken, unfortunately. And then you can just tell, look at this suitcase compared to Francie's suitcase. Now, if I didn't know that that was Francie's suitcase, I would use Google Image. Google Image is going to help you so much on this stuff. I do have another video. I'll link it in the description of this video, and I have some resources linked in that video. Now, this is the type of detail that I'm talking about. So this little Barbie case is actually a domino set. And look how small they are. Look at the details on those dominoes. They're plastic. Other doll companies would have skimped and just used cardboard or some type of paper for the dominoes, but Mattel did not skimp on quality back then. Same thing for this little mid-century modern type plant. I mean, it has that little cardboard insert for the fake dirt. And it does have a marking on the inside of the plant stand. I don't know if I can get it, but right there. And it is marked Mattel on the inside underneath that paper. Now this is something, again, it just comes with experience. I know that these are PJ's sunglasses. So something like this, I'm thinking, without looking it up, I'll throw up a comp. But off the top of my head right now, I'd say I could sell those for $8 or $9. These squishy shoes, I'm looking about between 15 and 20 a piece. Same thing for the closed toe shoes, probably between $15 and $20 a pair. And I have quite a bit of them. These little Francie skipper boots, these are about $10 a pair. I have 2 pairs of those. These are skipper boots right here. See how small those are? Those are going to be skippers riding boots. Now, I didn't talk about these shoes over here. These are called Barbie Pilgrim shoes. Now, for the most part, those are not going to be marked. You might find some every now and then that are marked. I think I have one in there that's marked Taiwan, but this is when Mattel started transitioning over to not manufacturing everything in Japan in the 70s. So these are not marked. Okay, you guys, vintage Barbie clothing can be confusing. So usually they would have, and not all pieces, this is a tricky part. So you might find an outfit and it has like 7 pieces. Let's say this outfit, it doesn't, but let's pretend it was actually, this was cut in half, this was a top, a skirt, and it had a coat matching it. So because it's a 3-piece outfit, only 1 piece would actually be marked Barbie. So it would have the vintage Barbie black and white tag. Now, all of these items right here are actual vintage Barbie items, but not all of them have the tag that they should have because these are old items, and look at how that tag frays away. This, I'm not too sure if this one had a tag. Oh, it did have a tag. You can kind of see a tiny, tiny piece in there. And then this was Barbie, I believe Cinderella. This actually goes to the Red Riding Hood outfit. I'll pull out my book and show you guys. So this one had multiple pieces, and I'm going to say, yeah, this piece was not the piece that was marked. Let's see if it's up here. No. Okay, how you can tell. Google image. Google's going to be your best friend when it comes to these, but you can also tell by the materials used. They used real satin, YKK zippers, top-notch closures, so the snap closure on this is going to be very, very nice compared to something that is not an actual Mattel item, and it's going to be a cheaper square clasp. To where the more vintage stuff, it's going to have this more circular clasp or closure, I guess you could call it, not a clasp. And I found this bag of stuff down in the basement when I was cleaning. So let me pull some of the stuff out of this so I can show you guys as well. So this was not part of the stuff that I just bought at that estate sale. I know I'm throwing a lot of information at you guys, but I promise this stuff becomes easier and easier the more you find it, the more research you do. It might seem right now like, oh my gosh, I could never figure all this out. I would never be able to decipher all of this, but it's definitely possible. You just have to put in the time. Now, let me show you guys what I have been hoarding in my basement. I need to get this stuff listed. These are guaranteed sales. This is guaranteed fast money. As long as you price this stuff right, there are so many Barbie collectors out there. This stuff will sell fast. Okay, first off, let's talk about this booklet. These booklets can be very helpful, especially when you're first starting out. If you buy a Barbie lot, a lot of times something like this will be in there. Now, every single Barbie outfit has its own name. So like this one is called Sweet Dreams, and these are all the items that come with Sweet Dreams. This one is Orange Blossom, which is number 987. Each Barbie outfit is also numbered. And you guys, I'm only talking about stuff up until like the mid-1970s. I don't know anything about 80s, 90s Barbie dolls. So we are talking the good old vintage stuff. Okay, so this one is Orange Blossom. It's kind of, now it can be kind of hard to tell exactly what they are with these books just because they're kind of like, they're sketches. So it's not an actual picture of an item, of the items, but it can give you an idea. So then you can go into eBay and type in, vintage Barbie singing in the shower and see the items that other people have listed for that exact outfit. Now these are called pack items. They are not a complete outfit. This skirt right here, this is considered a pack item, P-A-K, and it doesn't go to an outfit. They were just like singles, or this would come with a black skirt and a white skirt, all in this style. And then they had the pencil skirt that would come in pink, white, and black in a 3-pack. So let me grab my book and I will show you guys the information the book shows on something like this. Okay, so first let me show you guys Singing in the Shower. These books, this is by Sarah Sink Eames. These are the best vintage Barbie books. So this one, it shows a picture of what you actually get and what was included in the outfit. And it shows every single complete outfit. It has the year, it has the number. Now these are the pack items that I was talking about right here. So this is 1962. These are the gathered skirt, and it'll show, for the most part, exactly every color these came in. Now, Barbie did make variation items. So let's say like this skipper dress right here, they had extra fabric. What they would do is they would make some skirts in this fabric just like this. And those skirts are worth a ton of money because they're called variations. So they did not waste any of their fabrics. And then you can see like items like this one right here. They came with those little shoes with the pom-poms. I guarantee those shoes, if you can find them with the pom-poms still attached, you're going to get a decent amount of money for them. Because this is 1962. So for those pom-poms to still be attached to those shoes, I'm sure is rare. So this has, it has every single thing. And this is how I used to have to look this stuff up. There was no Google image. And then I have prices written down from, I went to Pennsylvania to a Barbie auction. So I researched eBay stuff and wrote down the comps for completes. And then even just pieces. Right here, 32, buy it now, complete. That's what that whole outfit sold for, whatever year I went to that auction. Because there was no 90-day solds and looking it up on your phone while you were at an auction. So that's how I would have to do this way back when. The other Sarah Sink Eames book, this one is really cool. This is Mod Era. This Skipper book is absolutely amazing. This is just Skipper stuff and Tootie and Todd. And I had mentioned that Tootie was Barbie's little sister. So that's Skipper stuff. I think if we go... So let's see. This even goes to, like, this is Best Buy Fashions, which is later in the 70s. These books will even include, like, the cases and Sears exclusives. Anything Sears exclusive, for the most part, is going to be worth a ton of money, way more than most average outfits. Here we go. So this is Tootie. There's a couple different styles of Tooties, but they're going to be, they're going to have a soft body with like wires underneath to where she was posable. And then these Mod Era books, I highly recommend them. They are by Joe Blitman, and it's all the Mod Era stuff. And there are, like, the Mod Era stuff is my favorite, for sure. Look at, I have it sold for 10, bid 2. Like, I need to throw this stuff away. $60 comp, or $60 complete, $40 for the hat, $23 for the coat for this one. I don't remember what year. It's been over 10 years, though, for sure, that I went to this. It's 2025. I could get rid of these books and just use online resources, but I really like having these around. They have some of the rare variations in these books. I've maybe found 2 variations ever, but you just never know. So I do not plan on getting rid of my books. This is where it gets a little tricky. So obviously Mattel was not the only brand out there for fashion dolls. There were other dolls like Tammy, Tressie. That's all I can think of off the top of my head. So their stuff was also made in Japan at times, and it was also top quality, like this little shirt right here. So I knew right away this was a Tammy shirt just because, again, experience, I've sold it before. Let me show you the Tammy tag on the inside of this one. It's kind of frayed and you can barely see it, but it says Tammy by Ideal. Tammy was made by the Ideal doll company. I feel like I just bombarded you guys with information. I hope it wasn't too much. But as I find these lots, again, I'm going to keep making these videos and keep giving you guys a little Barbie education anytime that I can. Now, as people get older, they want to collect things from their childhood. So don't just be focused on items from the 60s and 70s. I am, just because that's all I know. But items from the 80s and 90s are going up in value. People are collecting them. Barbie will always be a highly collected item. Just remember, Google Lens will always be your best friend. For the most part, you should be able to Google Lens any of this stuff and get some type of information on it. If you have any questions, ask it down in the comments. I will answer everybody's questions on this topic. But I'm gonna wrap this one up. I promised my grandpa I would go visit him today and pick up lunch, so I need to hit the road. But thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all of you, and I will see you on my next video in a couple of days.